The creatives who's afraid to make a move, you will begin to be stirred up to the very extent that you can't even sleep because of the creativity that's stirring up on the inside of you. I speak to sleeping creatives who keeps allowing the industry to pass them by. I speak to creatives who have been stuck in creating. God, Jesus. I speak that there will be a release and flow of new ideas.
Hey guys, so I am Cheyenne Wisdom and I am the creative behind The Creative Space. So you might be wondering, what is The Creative Space? Or maybe not, but I'm gonna let you know anyway. The Creative Space is gonna be a space, or it is a space specifically and strictly for creatives. The meaning is in the name. So, on December 11th, 2021, we will be having our first gathering, get together, whatever you guys want to call it, in New York City. Well, not the city, in New York, okay? Specifically Westbury. So we'll be getting together. There is going to be 3 segments, okay? There's going to be something called the talk, the release, and the pour. What is the talk? The talk is going to be a group of different creatives from different arenas, and we're just going to be having a conversation about a variety of topics. You guys will find out when you get there what they are, because I'm going to leave that a surprise. And then we have the release. What is the release? It's going to be where we have a speaker who is also a creative in their regular everyday life, and they'll basically release the word unto us. Then after that, we will have something called the pour. This is where every single creative in attendance will get poured into. We will have intercessors pouring into you. That's what it is in plain words, plain English, plain context, all right?
Hey, what's up? This is Pastor Jason Nelson. Listen, I have been burdened to pray for creatives. So I want you to tag all of your creative friends, whether they're in the church or without. I'm believing that there is something that God wants to do for all of us. So Father, I thank you for this day. I thank you for your power, for your strength. I come today, Father, on behalf of my brothers and my sisters in the creative space. I pray, Father, number one, that they would walk in a place of great deliverance, that you would break them out of whatever system has been stunting and limiting their ability to walk in the truth that you've called them to be in. Father, I pray now in the name of Jesus that they would walk in freedom, that they would walk in deliverance. I pray now, Father, that anything that has been stunting them, anything that has been causing them to not move forward, Father, I thank you that it is broken off of them now. I speak, Father, that you will cause revival to hit their houses, to hit their lives, to hit their families. I thank you, Father, that the lens through which they look is changing now in the name of Jesus. I thank you, Father, that we will no longer look back, but we will start to look forward. We will begin to project what is to come. I pray, Father, that you would refine the sound and the art that we deliver into the earth. And I pray now in the name of Jesus for my brothers and my sisters who are dealing with depression, oppression, that are dealing with abuse or dealing with substance abuse. Father, I pray now in the name of Jesus that you would deliver them, that you would break them loose from everything that limits them from being everything that you have designed them to be. Father, I thank you now because I know you love each and every one of us. And I thank you that because of that love, you're sending revival to us now. I thank you that freedom is our portion, and it is so. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. I love you. Tag somebody. Let them know that deliverance is theirs.
Oh, hi guys. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know. I don't want to start talking. Hello? Mic check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hello, hello, hello. Alright, I'm gonna just start talking. So, we are we're on week 3 of the live show. So thank you guys so much for being with me on your Wednesday evening. First with some announcements. Please forgive. Let me ask you guys. Is it clear? Is really hard with technical difficulties. So, yeah. Also, can whoever's in this live, that's in the Creative Space squad, can you please make sure that that live is shared in the group so that you can run it also. And speaking of squad, to every creative that is in here, to every creative that's in here, if you guys are interested in joining the Creative Space squad, let me know. Just say it in the chat right now or message me and I will get you in. Right now we have people from Cali, Chicago, New York, of course. We have people from what's that other place? I don't know. North Carolina. So we have this from all over, which is super super cool. So people send like encouragement right here in the group. We're working on sending resources to one another and collaborating and stuff like that. So if you are interested, just let me know in this comment or just message me and I'll send you the link to join. Merch. We are still selling merch. I know I haven't been pushing it enough. The flyer can come up, merch of the merchandise still selling. So the crew neck sweaters are $25. I don't know how much the buttons and the stickers are. I think it's like a quantity type thing. But if you want a sweater to wear on the day of or to wear anywhere, also let me know in the chat. Message me, please. We're gonna move on to. Hold on, guys. Now move on to sewing. Just put a sewing flyer. Not the other one, the one with the ACF. So we are sewing in 8s. Okay, so 8s. We need 2 people to sew in 88, 8 people to sew 88, 20 people to sew $20, and 18 people to sew 18. Now I didn't put this on here, but if you want to sew $8, grateful, So help the Creative Space. Partner with us. Help us to have or make our first event a success. It will be you guys help. You can take it down now. Hello to Tavares Simmons. How are you? Thank you for joining. Thank you shared this. So thanks so much. Welcome. I hope you know where you. I hope you stay the whole time. So now, on December 11th, please help. Okay, and help with money, but also help with the team, like help volunteers. So the indies are available or that we help for or in is host/hostess. What is a host/hostess? That is a person that's like hosting the guests or like the guests that are participating in the event. We need a clip crew. We need all the catchers. We need refs. So if you're around and we need you to push or run, go to something. That's an assignment. We need help with media, and we need a setup and breakdown crew. So if you are interested, you don't want to, yeah. So we're gonna get right into the show. I'm gonna introduce the two speakers, and then I'm gonna off the screen. Yeah.
What's going on?
Hey guys. So I guess word on the street is that nobody hear me or something.
Now we can hear
Um.
you.
We can hear you.
Okay. So I don't know. It's live viewers. I don't know what it is. Let me see if I have to take these off. Because if I take these off, you can hear like my music and all this stuff.
I don't know. Well, let's just do what we do then.
Right. So can you guys hear me? I don't want to continue on and nobody can hear me. So somebody please answer. Rachel, Emmanuel, can you guys hear me? Yeah or nay? All right. Y'all hear me? Perfect. Thank you, Donovan. Thank you for joining also. And I think you shared it. So thanks so much for that. So I skipped through a bunch of announcements because they threw me off with this can't hear me thing. So I'll just get to it at the end. So introduce yourself, tell us where you guys are from, and also Ron, you don't have a third on your thing. You don't have a lower third on your picture.
No?
That pink thing, Gary
I
has
do.
one, but you don't have. Oh, I
I
don't
can
see
see it
it.
on my side.
He
Oh,
Oh
got one.
wow. Oh wow. Well, this is just tweaking on my end, I guess. Then. Because... All right. Well, go ahead.
Gary, you can go first.
Hey everybody. So my name is Gary Rivers, as you can see. I am the CEO of GKR Solutions, and I am a native of Baltimore, Maryland. 410 in the house.
Oh, that was it?
Yeah, that was all.
What's up, everybody? My name is Ronald Burgess. I am a native of Richmond, Virginia. Petersburg, Virginia. A lot of people know me from being out of Atlanta, and I just recently moved to Charlotte. I am the CEO, creative director of Ironics Design Suite. And yeah, definitely looking forward to the conversation.
All right. So, yeah, still hear me. Sorry, I keep asking. I just don't want to. Okay. Right. Comments. Y'all can hear me. All right. Let's go. So we have two. This show I was very excited about. I mean, I loved every show that I did. But this show I was super excited about because you all have the same thing in common. You all do graphics. So I found it super, super dope. There's supposed to be somebody else in here, but she couldn't make it tonight. But we're gonna represent well. So I think we'll be all right. So I'm gonna start with something light. I'm not gonna go too deep in yet. So the first question is, what do you guys prefer to design? Like, what's your preference?
Oh, so I'm gonna say everybody was looking at me, but everybody. So my preference to design is logos and seals. I swear I'm a beast through the seals, right? Nobody can beat me on these streets with the seals.
Yo, I'm complete opposite. I can't stand designing logos or seals. But you give me a flyer, well, kill it. I can kill a flyer all day.
That's true, and I see the different. Like I see when you guys say that, it makes sense because I see you post a lot of seals, Gary, and then I see Ron post a lot of flyers. And these two guys, I look up to y'all. Like I go to y'all work to get inspiration. So yo, what should I do with this?
Wow.
I just go right to y'all pages. Like, let me see. Yeah, I cannot. Logos. I literally like stopped offering them because after a while, I'm just like, bro, like I can't. Just no.
Yo, I'm not gonna lie. It's a lot of times where I just be like, people like, can you do logos for me? And I'm like, nah. Because I'll pass work along to Gary any day. Like, do this for me, please.
Yeah, because logos is just not it. And seals, I never even touched like ever. So it was just no.
Yo, so I was thinking about doing a class about seals, but I just kind of been like iffy about it. But I don't know. I might do a class with seals.
Man,
do it.
I'm gonna sign
I'll
up.
join. Because I don't like that's just not my thing at all. I don't know what it is. And it's like I be looking at your seals. I'm just like, yo, how did he think of this? Like I wouldn't have thought to even do this. Like no, but you definitely do it. Okay, so this is a question that one I need answers to, and I'm sure a lot of other entrepreneurs that are watching that are in an oversaturated market would need help in. So how do you guys stay current in this field? And you can talk about any other fields that you work into that are technically oversaturated.
Go ahead,
So
Ron.
I'll start. So my 9 to 5, I work in accounting, and on a yearly basis, we have GAAP, which gives us like our guidelines, regulations, and so I kind of, they update on a yearly basis. So I treat my design business the same way. I'm heavily locked in with Adobe, as far as the yearly seminars and things that they do, keeping up on current trends with them. But also just paying attention to some of our colleagues within the design field. You really start to see different trends. Like I remember one year, everybody had waves and stuff going through their flyers, and you had fire the next year, and I'm just, oh my God, like, but also trying to stay in a vein that you're not like everybody else, still trying to keep that individuality in your work. So yeah, that's kind of my take. I try to just follow, like you said, follow the trend. Adobe's my friend though. Like I watch all of their seminars and things.
Oh, wow.
So Ron definitely got me into watching Adobe stuff because I surely never was watching anything Adobe. Didn't even know they had stuff going on. Like, no, and it's free. And it's free. When he first told me, he was like, I'm watching an Adobe seminar. What is that? Never heard of it. Never heard of it. So he definitely got me into that. Definitely look at other graphic designers. Ron is definitely one of my favorite. Cheyenne is definitely one of my favorite. Like, y'all, for real.
Yeah.
I look at, and I definitely stay connected to my mentor who pours into me. Shout out to Kim Jenkins. If y'all don't know who she is, she really be cooking it up. She really be cooking it up, right? So, and I definitely stay connected to other designers. Like I think that's like so important that you are connected to other designers. Ron will tell you, I will literally design something and be like, can you look at this? Because I might be a little off. Like, is this too much?
I'm telling
is
you,
this too less?
our text messages are literally flyer after flyer after flyer, asking opinions.
Yeah. The thing is with that though is like I'm a little like, it's like, yes, the help is needed and necessary always, but sometimes just like you like nervous, like going to somebody that you look up to and just say, yo, they about to tear this thing apart. Like I'm gonna have to start all over.
That'd be Ron. That'd be Ron.
Don't do it.
That will tear a whole flyer down, bro.
But no, I would. So I'm big on constructive criticism. Like I love when people come to me and ask me. And I do the same thing. I have one of my favorite designers named Donovan Purvey, lives in Dallas. I used to I send so much to him, and I consider him to be a master designer. And it's almost flattering to me that there are times where he'll send things to me. He just like, hey, how do you like this? And I'm like, this is the man that trained me. Like, and so it's not a boastful thing, but it's just to say that no matter what level of design that you're on, there is somebody there that will, one, constructively criticize you, but genuinely wants to help you, genuinely wants to see you grow. And anybody that I'm connected to, that's my MO. I love to see people grow, and I want people to be the best that they can be. And if you can be connected to me, and you not be that. And so that's just where I am. Yeah.
I love it. So I'm gonna start sending stuff to you. I guess I'll brace myself, like hold some of my pearls and rock.
I mean, clutch them, like clutch them hard.
You're not gonna do that, Gary.
So, speaking of, Ron made a point. You said no matter what level you are at, and this is not just for graphic designers. This is for people, period, entrepreneurs, business owners. Wherever you are, you always need, not a bigger you, but somebody that's better than you around. So we just dropped that little nugget for the viewers. Like, make sure you have somebody that's above you. You can get help, what is needed.
Absolutely.
And I'm gonna plug our the Negative Space Squad group, because that's definitely where something I plan. Yeah, it's called the Creative Space Squad. So, that's definitely something that I want to like grow into. In that group is like people feel comfortable sharing and helping, collaborating with one another. We just got to get to know each other a little bit for that to happen. But yeah, if anybody watching wants to join, just message me or just say in this chat, not chat, comments, and I'll send you the link. So next question. And I didn't ask nobody else this on none of the shows, so I don't know how it's about to come out. But yeah. So the pandemic, right? How has the pandemic affected your creativity or not?
So I'll speak for myself. So the pandemic actually took me to a whole nother level. So it definitely shifted me for the better. My pandemic was dynamic. You know what? I'm actually was okay with a little bit closure. I was okay with a little closure, okay? So definitely for me, it made me have to start thinking outside of the box because not only was I creating flyers now, them lower thirds started coming in like
True.
back to back to back to back to back. Screen overlays. It definitely shifted me from just doing graphic designing into doing live hosting. And so I've definitely gone into churches, helped them do their lives, helped them set up their lives, taught how to do closure, absolutely. Taught them how to do like the basics for graphic designs, definitely how to do the behind the screen on StreamYard, on what's that other thing? Everett Switcher. Definitely it
leveled up.
Yeah.
Period.
Whew. Let's say pandemic. Baby, that pandemic was something serious for me. And it's so interesting because it's just interesting how things can differ from person to person, from business to business. Prior to the pandemic, I may have done one flyer every 4 or 5 months, and that's being completely honest. I totally decided to pick up and start. Well, first of all, my job said I could work from home indefinitely in March of 2020. Maybe it was the best thing they could have told me because I couldn't stand them people. So they sent me home, and I was like, baby, this is it. My biggest complaint and why I couldn't function the way that I wanted to creatively is because I was stifled by work. I lived in Atlanta. I spent an hour and a half in traffic going, 9 hours in the building, an hour and a half coming back, and then I got home and I'm just like, you want me to work on the flyer? No, ma'am.
No, that's how he really was. Like, no, that's not actually how he really was.
Like, I'm not doing this. And so they sent me home and I'm like, yo, I got time. Like, I have nothing but time. And I remember the first month I started, like, I released a flyer saying that, you know, I'm launching out. And I think I received about 20 different project requests. And I was like, whoa, okay. And so from there, I just pushed forward with it. And I kind of went very hard with it. August of 2020, I registered my business. Listen, we got an LLC. And, you know, I'm like, okay, this is
okay.
Great. Baby, by the time we got to December, all hell broke loose. And it placed me back in a place where I wasn't sure what I wanted to do with the business. I didn't know if I had the capacity. I started to realize sitting in the house all the time was playing with my head, my mental. And I had to really throw myself into therapy. That's that piece of creative, the creative aspect where having to, you know, formulate different designs, ideas while bearing the burden of everyday life. You know, creatives deal with depression. We deal with so much, we don't claim it, but naturally it happens. And so I found myself in a space where I really needed to work through my mental. change up my environment. I started to realize that working at home necessarily may not be the best thing for me. Maybe I need to go to Starbucks, go sit in a park that has Wi-Fi. Richmond was good for that. And I really realized that I create so much better outside of my home. And so a lot of revelation came during the pandemic. For this to be something new for me, for the business to be new, last year was a $10,000 year. Never expected that. Never expected that from my first year. So my goal for this year was to double it. I doubled that within the first 4 or 5 months. And so it's just really finding those things that work for you and just expounding on it and just growing from it. Yeah.
Y'all, he said a whole lot. Like, you said a whole bunch of good stuff. I should have wrote some stuff down because I'm trying to regurgitate it and just like trying to wrap my head around what he said. But something that you said I was going to touch on. So the pandemic. Let me start from the top. So I see, you, Gary, enjoyed it. Ron, you had struggles. I noticed when you went MIA. Like, I noticed cause I think I hit you on Instagram.
You did. And I told you, I was like, yeah, I'm not really even doing anything right now.
Yeah, I'm just like, yo, what happened? It was just like ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, I figured you were probably dealing with something.
Yeah.
So that's another thing. You, and I'm gonna say this to, how can I say this nicely? Viewers or people that watch, creators post their content or do whatever that you guys follow us and you see us post. I say you should be sensitive to us. You never know what a person is going through on the other side of the screen, what they're posting. You can post a flyer that they did and be breaking or crying on the other side of the screen. So I just really should be very sensitive to that.
Heavy on that.
Yeah, and even when you notice a fall, there's nothing. It costs you nothing. It's up like, what's up? Like, what's up? Everything okay? Because it's not about your flyer or your event. Like, we have real lives outside of this. And yes, it's something that we enjoy and something that we chose to do, but still real life happens. Yeah. So I just want you to talk that in there. And let me see, the pandemic. So I would say my answer is a mix of both of you guys, because when the pandemic first happened, I think the first day I went nuts. I think it was the first day they said they're going to close everything down. It was my last day at church, and I'm just like, this is no way this is really happening. Like, they're really to tell us that we can't go to church no more. We can't. Like, that's just weird to me. So I was just like, oh, man, listen. After a while, I started enjoying it. I'm just like, I kept checking the news. Like, can we stay in longer? Like, is it extended? Like, I don't want nobody to die, but can we stay in longer? And then I launched. So I started off. My business was called a Shy Wiz Joint because I really love Spike Lee. Like, I like Spike Lee's work. So I was super inspired by Spike Lee. So I named it Shy Wiz Joint. And then I think I started doing work for churches. And just like, yo, my stuff can say like a Shy Wisdom Joint on these people's like stuff. So I'm just like, I'm getting with the name Wisdom Way because my last name is Wisdom. And I launched, I guess I can say I officially launched during the pandemic. I forgot the month. I think it was like April. I think I was just because I was bored. So I'm just like, it's something I enjoy doing. I did it for free for like people in there. And I started off on Canva. And Canva wasn't the real deal. Like, I'm on there like, bro, I can't do half the stuff that I'm thinking in my head. Yeah. So I know it's just not it for me. So I forgot how I learned Photoshop.
YouTube.
Probably YouTube.
Literally.
Yep. YouTube. Yeah, I don't think anybody taught me. So it's YouTube. I just started, doing little stuff here and there. And then I like a launching party on my birthday in November. And it was cool. I just felt like being a person that's like, I try to like not dramatize things so that people pay attention, but I feel like I should have did it bigger because I did the launch party so private that like the people that follow my work didn't know about it. Stuff like that. So I definitely could have done better. Is Ron frozen on your side? No? Okay.
No.
See, this restream is devil tonight on my end. Just everything is just acting up. But yeah, so the pandemic, I would say I came out of the pandemic definitely, I wouldn't say being more creative because we're born creatives. It's something that was just there, but maybe tapped into it more. So I was tapped into it more throughout the pandemic. And I secretly wish that like we stayed because I was thinking like so much I got done during the pandemic. I'm just like, bro, if I really like focused like I was doing towards the end, I would have been so much farther. But I'm not gonna talk about the pandemic right now. So burnout, right? So Ron touched on burnout or experience in life or whatever. How do you guys what are the signs that you are burnt out? And Emmanuel, I think you had a question. I saw one pop up while Ron was talking. But let me know if that was from here. But yeah, burnout. What are the signs of burnout for you guys personally? And then what do you do to like combat it?
I know for me, I know exactly when I'm getting burnt out. It's the thought of graphics almost, and I hate to say it like this, but it almost repulses me. To have to go through that full creative process, to have to sit at a desk or sit at a Starbucks or whatever, and have to come up with the idea. I know that I'm becoming burnt out. I enjoy creating. But to be completely honest, I mean, I feel like there's a lot of things that a lot of us enjoy doing, but we hit those patches and we're just like, this ain't it. This ain't it. I know when I'm getting burnt out, clients will reach out to me and I don't snap on them, but I'm snapping behind my phone. I'm like,
yes,
why are you hitting me up? Like, why are you texting me? Don't call me. Like, especially for those people that like to call at 11 p.m., 12 p.m. I just don't get it. But be that as it may, another way that I know that I'm becoming burnt out, I'm one of those people, I pray before every project because I just like, Lord, make this creative process easy. Because if I do it on my own, maybe we'd be sitting here for 4 or 5 hours just trying to get one thing on the canvas. But there are times where I can literally sit on a project and my turnaround time is 3 to 4 days, but I will sit in front of my computer for 3 days just trying to come up with a basic concept. And I'm like, bro, okay, this person needs this tomorrow and I ain't even got nothing on this canvas yet. Right. At that point, I know, okay, now you need to step back for a little bit, get your mental together. My therapist will forever be my best friend because she helps me through all of this. But yeah, that's typically when I realize I'm becoming burnt out, when the creative process literally is nowhere around me at all.
It'd be mighty for me. So anybody who knows me knows the basement. If you know me, the basement. You know the basement, right? So in my basement, that's where my office is. So I put a couch down there, TV, like my desk, the desktop, like it's everything in the basement. Mm-hmm. When you stop seeing me in that basement, and you start seeing me laying in the bed when you call me, yeah, what's going on? What's happening? So like literally when I'm not in my area of design, I know when I can't walk down that basement, I know it's like, what's going on? Or when I go down there and I do like one project and lay on the sofa and start a whole Netflix series that I already watched. Like I done already watched this. Why I'm watching all eight seasons again? Like I done already watched this one show. I know, like, okay, you're burnt out. Like, like Ron, I pray before every project. When it's just like, I want to get this done, like, God, can we talk later so we can get this done? When I get there and it's like, I'm just designing out of my mental and not designing as a creative, I know I'm burnt out because I'm sure there's other designers who design straight from God, like he just be really downloading that, And then sometimes when you're burnt out, you're designing from your mental. Like, I know to do this, I know to do that. Not I'm
Yeah.
designing the way God wants this project to be directed.
That question.
Who that question? Who? Ain't that crazy?
Well,
Let me tell you, baby, dealing with the church, I love the church. I love the church. They are the hardest people to work with when it comes to designing the flyer. And I say that, and I hope don't nobody take offense to that. But every church that I deal with the exception of maybe a few, and I will call no names because it's a lot of them, don't like to pay necessarily, but they require so much. They want this change. Can you do this in 24 hours? And when I say, well, 24 hours would be $150. But can you do it for $100? No. Like, there's so much that you got to do with bargaining. And just the aspect of, I don't change my prices. It is what it is. Dealing with phone calls at 12, 1, 2 o'clock in the morning, even if you don't answer. Countless emails, whatever the case may be. My favorite is when someone books a project and they consistently call on an hourly, daily basis. Hey man, just checking in on the flyer, seeing how things go. I'm like, when you order something through Amazon, you don't call Amazon just to check on the delivery. Like,
right.
But
Right.
it's so dealing with the mental aspect of clients is, I don't know that I've mastered it. I'm not going to even lie. I don't think I have. I literally will let my phone ring when a client calls just so I can decompress from the initial call and I can prepare my mind to talk to them. Because I'm like, I'm not going to lie. I have great customer service. I can talk to you well. But, you know, when you're creating, it's hard to step back from that and like put on another hat. Like it can be tough. So I'm not gonna lie. I don't think that I've reached that level of maturity yet. Pray for me.
That's my testimony. Pray for me.
Hey,
Pray
Pray
for
for me.
hey, Denver. Sorry, y'all. Let me just say hi to people because I don't want them to leave. Hey, Denver. I think so. Kiki come in here and Mar. What's up, y'all? Thank you for joining us. Right now, the question is, I keep getting brain freeze. That's why I asked for the question again. How do we deal with mental? How do we deal with them? I don't know. It's just something about clients and mental. How do you handle mental pressure from clients? I'll answer before Gary goes. I feel like he might be a little long-winded, so I'll just go. So, let me see. I agree with Ron. I definitely have not mastered it yet. It's like, for me, like I'll just like stop answering the phone. Like I'll really just stop answering the phone. Because it's just like what confuses me sometimes with people is like, okay, yes, I can seem personal to you because you are my client, but you are not my only client. So just because I'm not speaking to you at the moment doesn't mean that I'm not dealing with somebody else. Or even if I'm dealing with somebody else, stay and watch Netflix. My time is a time.
Mm-hmm.
Like, especially if the deadline hasn't come yet. And that's another thing. We're gonna touch on deadlines in like another question. But especially the deadline hasn't come yet. I don't see why you should be calling, texting. Like, let me be, especially if it's in a proof yet. Like, what is it talk about? What do we talk about? The sky? Like, when you told me you're supposed to talk about the flyer I sent, edits, visions. If not, submit my money is blessed. Like, there's nothing really to convert about. So, how do I handle it? I know this is not the best thing, but I just don't do the phone. I'll just send a text or something. And I think I try to step away. I'm learning that now. How to like take a step away. So it's like graphics or designing or doing anything frustrates me. I try to like walk away. Because I did experiment on myself one time. I designed something. It was late at night. and I was like, I had a lot going on in my head, and then I took design, and I designed that same design the next day. The one at night when I was just like my head going crazy, that design was terrible. I'm just like, what? Like it was like this different fonts, like it was all over the place. The next morning, it was just like, oh shoot, like now this is Cheyenne. So when I realized that after that experiment, I was just like, I will let the client know, do you want good work and it'll be a little bit more time? Do you want rushed work that's just gonna look trash? It's just like, which one do you want? And if you want the trash, then I can produce trash and give it to you. But I would prefer to take my time, that. So I just feel like clients have to understand that, and then us as creatives, we just gotta learn ways to deal with this pressure, because it's not something that will ever go away. Like clients with clients, church people will definitely be church people. Like, and I don't understand this to work with. Like the hardest, y'all have the least amount of money. Y'all just, I don't understand. But I'll let Gary go ahead.
Preach to us, Gary.
I don't have a sermon. Like,
it's on his heart.
It's on my heart. But so I'm totally opposite from both of y'all, and Ron will tell you, I will literally be having a full-blown serious conversation, like, hold on, let me call you back. This is one of my clients. I literally will stop everything I'm doing.
Just hang up.
Converse. And just hang up. Sometimes I don't even give a warning. And then I'll be like, sorry, a client called. So I'm definitely the opposite. And I guess because I'm a people's person. So literally my clients, they'll call me to talk about everything. Okay, low key, I passed the half of my clients' churches. So because I literally like allow my clients to come and not just get graphic designs, but they low key get a therapist too. And they get a pastor and a bishop and an apostle and a prophet, a missionary, an evangelist, an intercessor. Like literally, like, so I guess for me, and like, so if I do feel like I'm too pressured, I very much so will go to the mall. I spend many days in the mall. May not buy anything, may just sit down and eat on Auntie Anne's. But I'm going to the mall. I'm going to sit at the mall. I'm going to ask the people at Auntie Anne's if they give me strawberry lemonade mixed with regular lemonade with extra ice on there and cinnamon pretzel sticks. I'm going to sit there and I'm going to look at people and, I'm just going to be like, ooh, this is a lot. And when my clients call me, I'm just like, oh, I'm at the mall right now. If I could definitely get this back to you, later today, if I can call you later. So that's how I handle mental pressure. I'm going to literally, my clients will call about a project and somehow we'll end somewhere else.
Now, I will say this, and I always admire Gary's, like, his interactiveness with his clients, but the biggest thing that I will say that helped me as far as that whole pressure thing with the clients, really it's the power of no. I was definitely one of those people, especially if it was somebody, and you know your prices, and we like money. I love money. I would have people, hey, can you knock out a project in 24 hours? And I'm like, yes, like that's a quick 150. Like, yes. Knowing good and well, I got about 10, 15 other things to do outside of graphics. And now I'm sitting there trying to stress myself out. So the power of no, but also just being upfront with policies, procedures, guidelines. And I had the hardest time actually drawing those up for my business. But making sure that my clients knew upfront, these are my business hours. Don't call me outside of them. If you have something you need to discuss, email me. I'll reach back out to you in the morning. During business hours, we'll talk. So setting those guidelines, those policies for your customers to follow helps so much. I definitely will say there are a few, because like you, Cheyenne, you mentioned, your clients, they become so personal with you. They feel like they're your friend. And to a certain extent you are, but you're a client. This relationship is revolved around graphics. It's revolved around graphics. Had you not hit me up for that flyer, I wouldn't even know you. So I try to create a space where they know to respect that capacity. Just don't hit me up within certain hours. I have a life, and you're gonna respect that. Yeah.
Period. Somebody, they come up to me in the comments. Giant sends me to voicemail all the time. I don't know. I don't. It's not all the time.
It's giving do not disturb.
I just, and I do owe you a phone call. I honestly forgot, but I got you, Pastor Nadine. I apologize. I do not need to always send you the voicemail. It feels that way.
The pastor.
Yeah.
Praise and pastor.
But I was just doing stuff. I was just doing stuff, and it's like if I spoke to you, I would have lost my train of thought. Because the thing is, I can be doing something, and somebody calls me up. I'm just like, all right, what we're doing? What was I again? Yep. It was just like I was in the vein, so I apologize, Pastor Nadine. But so speaking of that, deadlines. They say that we are terrible with deadlines, right? I can attest, I am. So I want to know, why do you guys think that is, and what should we do to help change that?
Gary, let you go.
Y'all want to know the truth? Like the truth about the truth, right? We're terrible with deadlines because we take on projects knowing we already have a work for. Literally, we literally be like, thinking we about to sit here and do this stuff, and 9 out of 10, and I can't speak for anybody else, but I'm gonna tell you all my truth. If I got 10 projects on my desk and somebody calls for the 11th, I'm starting at the 11th.
That's me too.
I'm not starting at 1. I'm starting at 11. It's gonna be like 11, 7, 3, 5, 6. Like it's not in a set order. And clients always ask me that, what queue am I on your project? I can't tell you because somebody just called me 2 minutes before you, and they jumped ahead of you. Don't know how they did it. Don't know how they did it, but they did it. But we definitely be taking on projects. And it's like the newer clients or the latest person who called and asked for something got something before those who's already submitted. But that's my truth. Might not be everybody else's.
No, you hit that nail on the head.
So it's just like for example, I recently got a project to do a website, and it was like a apparel website. And then the info for it was just like, yo, this is dope. I can't wait to produce this now. One thing, I think websites are my least favorite to do.
Have you on
it's
that?
like the outcome at the end, but so when I take it, I'm just like, yo, this is gonna be so dope. But then when I was sitting on my computer today starting it, I literally put the icon on the top. I left it and I started something else. I was just like, yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. Let me try to do something else and come back. It's like almost like the most exciting thing. Like, all right, this is new. Like, ooh, this excites me. I want to create this. So that's what it is for me. So it's just like if something comes along where it's just like, oh, like this catches my attention, or something I didn't do before, or it's like I got inspiration from somewhere, I'm sending it there. Knowing, like you said, is number one that I got 2 weeks ago, which was like this person I just paid, they intrigued me and they about to get first dibs. Now I tell them that, they know that, but it's just what happens. I don't know why, but that's just what happens.
I don't get it.
I'm saying, I take on way too many projects. I am horrible with time management. And that's such a huge thing to admit. But so when I started therapy, one of the first things I found out is that I'm ADHD. My therapist was just like, no, baby, this is what this is. And so, I had to definitely figure out some tactics to try to keep my mind focused, which is why I know that I function best at a Starbucks or something like that. Because if I'm sitting in the house, like you said, I will start a flyer and I'm like, well, let me turn on the TV so I got some background noise. And now I'm on the TV.
That's the best excuse.
Then I got a little hungry. Let's pull up DoorDash, see what they got going on. And before I know it, I'm at 11 o'clock p.m. and I'm like, oh, I'm tired. I'll work on this tomorrow. And tomorrow comes And I'm just like, woo. Yeah, no, that ain't happening today either. So, I'm not gonna lie, I've gotten better with my deadlines. When I first started out, it'd be like a week and a half in. My client hit me up, bro, just checking on the flyer. And I'm like, yeah, just give me a minute, I get it over to you. Now I'm trying to rush to get the flyer done. But I think sometimes it just really takes just being upfront with yourself. And I had to really tell myself, bro, you're poor with time management. Don't take on as many projects. Take on as much as you know you can handle right now, and try to push those out and take in some more. So if I see that my 3 to 4 days is getting full with projects, I'm gonna hold off for another couple days, take in some more then. But yeah.
So we have a question. How do we know when it's the right time to call when you all don't have traditional hours? Well, I'll just answer that first. It's easy for me. I literally, and it's my fault, I literally just implemented business hours for my company because I'm a person that's just like, I don't know when I'm gonna feel like talking to you. So it's just like, if you catch me the time, then that's just what it is. But my uncle actually told me, like, you know, you do better with your time, you'll have way better business. So I'm just okay, cool. So I think I came like 10 to 7 or like 11 to 7 or something like that. Do I follow them? No. I'll still be talking to people after 7 o'clock. I'll still be working on stuff after 7 o'clock. I don't know. It's just that structure type thing, I guess it just doesn't work for me. Maybe that's why I don't really work 9 to 5, because it's like structure thing is just like, I literally post it in everything. 10-7 or 11-7. I remember when I quit. And then it's like, somebody calls and I feel like talking. I'm doing something, I'm gonna answer the phone. You hit me up on Instagram or DM about a project, I'm gonna say, even if the business hours, I'm going to like pass. So it's just like, I feel like it's not respected because I don't respect it. And the thing is, it's not nobody's fault but mine. I didn't respect my own business hours, so nobody else is going to.
I think rule of thumb for me is, I mean, I have business hours now, and so I definitely accept calls, texts, whatever, during those business hours. Outside of those hours, and even before I developed business hours, for me it was a respect thing. Once you get past a certain hour, it's almost like, you know how when people get married, they're like, you don't call no married person phone past a certain time. Like, just in general, if you're not a friend, I feel like you just don't call somebody's phone past a certain hour, because it's like, okay, they're probably with family, you know, whatever the case may be, even though half the time we're up creating. I used to make it simple for my clients. Shoot me an email. I always look at my emails. I check my emails way too many times a day. And so when I look at the email, more than likely, I'm going to reach back out to you. More than likely, I'll say, hey, yeah, let's talk, let's chat, whatever the case may be. But I feel like that's the most respectful way of, you know, kind of grabbing, for me, my attention, or even shooting me a text. I hate iPhones when it comes to texting for business, because I keep my read receipts on, because I'm just that person.
Oh, Lord.
But yeah, I do.
Lord.
But the thing is, when that iMessage comes across my phone, I feel so compelled to open it. And I'm like, I don't want to open it because I don't want you to know that I'm looking at this. But
yeah,
which is
definitely
why
follow up. You read my text.
Android. but email is always going to be the option for me. And then I work in corporate, so email is just standard for me anyway.
Yeah.
It's never the right time.
Never the right
It's
time.
never the right time. Like, honestly, it's always the right time, but it's never the right time. Like, many of us do other things other than just design. Now, I am a full-time entrepreneur, graphic designer, but I also work for my church. So, like, it'd be like, y'all can call me and I'm like, oh, I'm at church opening the door for the plumber. Or you can call me and I'm like, oh, I'm sitting at my computer designing. Like, although many of us have business time, so I, like Cheyenne, 11 to 7. 11 to 7 most days, because I know what time I want to wake up. I know what time I want to lay down. So 11 to 7 on Bible study days like tonight, 11 to 6. Saturday we're closed. Sunday we're closed. Monday we're closed. Unless you have a
That's
scheduled conference.
mine too. Sunday, Mondays. Sundays for church. Monday because I went to church.
Because I went to church. So I need to rest because when I worked a 9 to 5, I remember what I felt like going to work on Mondays. So no,
Absolutely.
I need Mondays off because I don't know what God's going to do on Sunday. And if I'm falling out, because Ron will tell you I fall out every Sunday. If I'm falling out, then I'm literally gonna be stuck in the glory cloud on Monday. And I'm sure you don't want to me answer the phone. He didn't do your thing. You don't want all of that. You ain't called for that, right? So it's just really almost like a hit or miss of when it honestly is the right time for a graphic designer. Because even sometimes, like we said, we're on the phone with another client. So that's not even the right time. So it's like a hit or miss, Pastor Nadine.
Pastor AD, did you hear that? It's the hymnists, glory to God. But nah, like that's me 100%. The business hours, the days off, that's me 100%. But being that yeah, everybody's laughing at the
No, this is crazy.
It's like, and I don't think, well, sometimes we are ignoring you, but it's sometimes for a good purpose. Like, we might be, self-caring, or, because if we're not in a headspace, and things, I'm not a phone person, so the calling thing's just like, send me a text first. Now, if I don't understand your text, send a voice note. Now, if the voice note don't work, then we gotta talk on the phone. But if we only have to, just send a voice note. Because I'm the type of person, like, you could tell me on the phone, oh, I need this, that, and the third. At the end of the conversation, I'll literally go, all right, can you email that to me?
Can you email it to me?
That's me. Can you email it to me? It's because I just can't, like, remember it. It's just like, I want to make sure, one, a picture of this is what you said you wanted. So when I do it, just put the email screenshot right next to the flyer. You said you wanted this color. So.
Can we park right there for a quick second?
Go on ahead.
Because I have so many people like, hey, bro, can you do a flyer for me? And they make that payment. And then they start sending me everything that they want, either in Messenger or in text message. Bothers me. I will tell every client, do not send me nothing through Messenger. Do not send me nothing through text message. My clients say I'm picky as I don't know what. But if you email me, email. See, this is why I love email. Email me. As soon as you send me something through message, what happens? You gonna keep messaging me, and all them details gonna start scrolling right on up.
Exactly.
Now I've lost the details, and I'm not gonna continuously scroll every time I need to find a new detail or one piece of your project or nothing like that. Email is a blessing. Let it bless you.
Even in person, like when people see me, like, oh, can you do this? So you'll talk the whole time you talking. I'm sitting there thinking about either I'm imagining the flyer, I'm thinking about something else. I'm just like, at the conversation, I'm just like, can you email to me, please? And I'm not even trying to be but it's just like, bro, I can't, like, you just said a whole lot right now. I just need you to write it out for me, and we can go from there. Now, I don't understand that possibly you can get on the phone and send a voice note, but the talking thing is like.
And then on top of emailing, don't send me 10 emails for one project. Try to fit all of that in one. Bro, I had this one client. They sent like 15 pictures and 15 different emails. And then the details to the project. Is Lamar on here?
Lamar's on here.
Yeah. And then they sent the project. You know you did it. They sent the project separately. And I'm like, that's a lot to have to sort through. And so that's another thing I always pick with him about that. But
he said, why? He said, why are you picking on him?
Oh, because I got to. It's just a thing.
Yeah, child. Try to just condense it, okay? Yeah. You don't have character, what is it called? Character count in the email.
You sure don't.
And please put a subject line or something.
I think it causes like a mental overload to go into your inbox and you see like 15 different emails, and then you got other projects from other clients as well. You're just like, bro, like,
Literally, bro.
yeah.
We got a question in the comments. Let me see. Oh, this is Erica. What up, E? She was like, do you have a business phone or do you use your personal phone for business?
Business, personal.
Personal and business.
Is
So for me, hold on, let me stop. Oh, thank you, Trina. Thank you for watching. This is why you set hours and boundaries with the people. I definitely agree. Kenny, somebody had called you.
No, y'all, literally, when I mean my clients are literally over here texting me. That's why y'all sitting here talking about texting for work. My clients are literally over here like blowing me up, sending me mad voice memos, mad pictures for their designs, because I will accept text messages, DMs for work. So that's why I was real quiet, because I'm the opposite. Like, I'm okay, especially because I'm on a MacBook now. So I can just drag it from the text to the
yes, I love that.
From the iMessage to the
yes,
yeah, and not have to download it and everything. So that's why I'm like, I'm gonna be quiet. I'm mind my business.
It's cute and all, but I don't like to set that precedent for everybody.
Yeah, for real. Hey, Pastor Dre, he's in here. Yeah, Trina said you can use a Google number. So yeah, that's the thing. So I had like so I was gonna get a hoster phone. And I was like, don't be extra, Cheyenne. You don't like talking on the phone, a personal phone. So then what's going to make the difference if you get a business phone and people still call and you still don't talk? It's just like, what's the difference? So I said, before I do that, let me check this number thing. I did that for a little bit. But I might go back, because mixing the personal and then the scrolling thing is just like, that's what gets me. Or you got to type in your messages, try to remember what they said to find it. So I agree. And the thing is, I do take DMs too, but I just prefer email. So it's like,
I think when it comes to the whole phone thing, it's an individual thing. Like, I know for some people like Gary, he don't mind, and it works for him having like business and, you know, a personal device. Like for me, it's like it comes out like the text messages for me. If I see a text message from a client, I feel compelled to respond to it.
And you leave it there.
And I leave it right. But with this business phone, at a certain hour, that phone goes up. Like, I don't even look at it. Now, I will check my emails, but any text messages, any calls, or anything that come in, if I see on an email and I decide to reach out to you, then I pick up that phone. But that's one way that I've kind of held myself accountable, and not like, because I'll jump on the phone with a client sometimes, we'll be on the phone 30, 45 minutes, and that's time that I need to work on a project. And I'm like, I have to hold myself accountable. So I just feel like it's an individual thing. For some people, they may need an extra phone. For some people, not so much.
Yeah, that's a great boundary. So one, you should figure out what type of person you are and what you can handle. Oh my gosh, not trying to listen, I'm not saying I don't want you guys to text me or call me, okay? I'm just saying that it just makes it easier for me, okay? So we was talking about, let's see, Ron had touched on this earlier, so we could like say this. What do you say? No email, no product. If that's your policy, they have to comply. In corporate America, if you say email, it's email. That's true. And Ron, you work in corporate, so yeah, that's true. No, that's true. This is the thing. I need to be maybe need to be a little bit more strict. I just be so. It's like, all right, yeah, like. And it's like
it'd be like the whatever factor. Like, all right, whatever. Like, I don't even feel like going through all of this. Like, I don't even sometimes want my admin to go through all of this. Like, I have a whole hired admin on staff. And
yeah,
I'm just like...
That's why we sit about or just texting you. In my head, I'm just like...
Because
why?
all my clients basically have my number, but some of them, they will respect the email policy. And I have other ones, my admin will literally call me and be like, so who texted you about a project today? How many texts or DMs did you get about a project? Like, my admin calls me every...
Yeah. Business is business, church is church.
I'm very personal. Like, I guess that's the youth or whatever. I'm very personal with everybody. So it's like, everybody has a number. You have my number. You have my number. Everybody gets my number.
I don't know, child. Because for me, I just think about them. But now I was just like, one being in a different role, and with that comes a lot of messages. I gotta get back to the messages. Hold on here watching. But it's just like, so my phone is going off all day with that stuff, and then it's just like, now you add nice to that, your phone's going off all day on this, and so I'm just like, all right, I'm not answering none of them. Like, that's just a thing. So that's why I feel like, well, for you it works, but I guess for me and Ron and other people in the chat, you got to create that line. It's just like, you'll just be going crazy trying to manage it all. It's just like, this is just not it. So speaking of that, how do you guys implement self-care? So for us, a lot of our work is behind the computer. Even with Ron, you incorporate that you work from home. So it's just like, how do you implement self-care with like being on the computer all day? And balance.
So self-care for me, it starts at bare minimum with putting my phone up, putting my computer up, stepping away from graphics. Whether that looks like going for a walk, I walk a lot. Before I moved back to Virginia, I walked a lot. Let me correct that. I don't want to lie. I used to walk every day. I do this thing every few months where I pack up. I don't really say anything to anybody or anything. I'll post a picture when I get there, but I will go book a room in a different city. I don't do any work while I'm there. And I mean, when I say bare minimum, like, I just book the room and I pay for gas, and I may even eat fast food when I get there. Like, it's not meant to splurge or anything. It's literally to go, wind down, relax, not look at work, and just really focus on me. That's my time to kind of be one with myself. Self-care also for me is therapy. I know I keep bringing that up, but a lot of people, we deal with so much on a daily basis, and we don't know that we actually just need another space outside of a pastor. I believe the Lord works, and I believe He is the healer, and He can heal your mind. But if we're being honest, a lot of us need to go lay on somebody's couch as well, whether that's over a computer or whether that's in person. I was able to unpack different areas of my life that have freed me in such a way that, even though I proclaimed deliverance at the altar, baby, I stepped outside them doors and it was a whole different story. It was a lot deeper, and I really just needed somebody to help me realize those areas. If you don't realize it, just like my old Apostle Jennings, my old pastor, he always used to say, you only go as far as your revelation. And so it wasn't until those areas were revealed that I needed true help in these specific areas that I was able to receive actual deliverance from them. And sometimes you don't get that until you talk about it. And so therapy is that self-care that I absolutely needed. Yeah.
So who's really the pastor out of me and Ron? who's really the
I have a
pastor, right?
question. So you virtual therapy, right? Because I see you moved. Okay, because I was just thinking, like, how do you go about finding? All right.
Yep. So my therapist is actually in North Carolina. I picked her strategically because I knew I was moving here.
Wow.
So yeah.
I think since I've been following you, moved. I was once or twice. I don't know.
2020, I moved like 4 times, and the apartment complex kept putting me on the second floor, and I don't like people over top of me. See, it's different for y'all up north because I feel like y'all are accustomed to more noise. I'm from the South. I ain't used to nobody being over top of me and people walking and kids, and so I'm like, no, y'all got to move me to a 3rd floor. I want nobody over top of me, and yeah, that's just that. So yeah, I moved a lot last year.
Wow. But yeah, everybody's saying therapy. Yep, therapy and Jesus. I definitely agree. Like, after you leave church and that deliverance service, like, there's work to be done outside of that. Like, we're not saying that God is not a fixer or a 100% deliverer. He can definitely do it, but we have to do it too.
We gotta put in the work ourselves.
Yeah. He put therapists on the earth for us to use. So if you realize that outside of this deliverance service, you still cutting up You still have the same thoughts. You still doing the same things you just cried and purged, spit up about. I think you need to take a few steps further and,
Mhm.
you know, go to a therapist, child. But hey, Gary.
Self-care for me, I don't know what that is. Um,
Sure about.
look, told you, all my friends will tell you. I literally just got back from Atlanta on vacation. Guess what I had with me? This MacBook. Guess what I did? Worked. My birthday.
Listen,
Went away for my birthday. Guess what I had? This MacBook. Guess what I did? Worked. Don't know what self care is. I will say my self care, and anybody who knows me, is literally going to church. I literally will sit in my church for hours and hours at a time by myself. Maybe I might have my computer with me, but it ain't a whole bunch of work going on. It's a whole bunch of me crying. Like
yeah,
literally, like that is my therapy. I will sit in church, lights off, maybe a little owl light I have on, and I'll just sit in one of the pews, or I'll literally stretch across the pulpit and literally just cry. And that is my self care. Um, just really being able to. I did have a therapist at a time, so shout out to therapist. Don't have one now because she said I really don't know why you're coming to me. I really don't know why you're coming to me. You already got all of this figured out. Um,
so,
but like just being able to like just cry. Anybody, all of my friends will tell you I am not a crier. I am very much a. You're gonna have to go through layers. I mean, multiple layers to get to the inner me. But just being able to like go in the presence of the Lord, just with nobody there, and just be like, listen, God, what we doing? What we doing? Because I don't think I can do this. I quit every month being a graphic designer. Every month, I'd be like,
listen,
I can't do this. I checked Ron the other day. I think I want another job because I think I'm tired of this. I
yeah,
think like this is a little overwhelming. So like I definitely would say, even sometimes explaining to my clients, hey, right now this is a lot. Like, and here recently I've started to become okay with telling my clients I can't get this to you right now. Like I really wish I could, and I hope this doesn't mess up our business relationship. But this project, it may not be it for me. And you may not be the client for me. Self care. You may not be the client for me.
listen,
Love you dearly. But I can send you to Ron. I can send you to Jalen Butler. I can send you to Kim Jenkins. I can send you to Cheyenne. Like, I can send you to all these wonderful, great designers. And you can pick through the plethora of this overload. But GKR Solutions, we just may not be the right fit. That's my self care. Just being able to learn how to say, you're not the client for me. This isn't the project. And crying on the altar or on the pulpit or under a pew or in the sound booth or in the office.
Wherever.
Wherever I'm at in this church, trust and believe, it's some crying going on. It's a lot of crying going on.
That's good. Yes,
well,
being honest and not greedy. Yeah.
yeah, that's true. And the thing is, with everything that Gary said, it's not get confused with calling you Gary or Kenneth. So I don't know which one to say.
Are
But
you crazy?
I just like different names, like two different places. I'm just like, I don't know. But anyway, um, a lot of what you said was, because again, there's a lot of differences here. Like one is very the stickler for therapy, and the other one is just like, no, I tried it, and just like they're like, why are you here? So it all comes down to identifying you, but then also the fact that you went to a professional to help you identify, like, oh, you have this figured out. So don't be trying to self-diagnose yourself and say, no, I'm good, I need to do this. I say try it first. Now, if the professional tells you, oh, you figuring it out, whatever, then that's different. I agree with Gary though. I don't really know. I'm learning though. I'm slowly learning self-care is, because like he said, like I can go away on a plane, got my computer open on that little deck thing, that little table that they provide. In a hotel room, wake up, doing work. I might even go upstairs in the hotel and sit down and still just have my laptop with me. Because it's just like, I don't know. I feel like it's like, what else do I do? Like, it's just like, my laptop is here. What else do I do? So I'm definitely working on that though. Trina said, you don't always need prayer. Sometimes you need a couch and for some meds. Lord, that's truth.
But
That's
that's
truth.
like wholeheartedly truth. Like, baby, if I could even fathom the amount of times I've sat in the altar, like just stretched out at the altar, crying. I mean, I feel like it's easy to get on the altar and cry. No slight, but for me, baby, like I'm gonna get to the altar. I mean, crying, snotting, intercessors standing over top of me. You know, they swiping my shoulders, getting them demons gone. I'm like, Lord have mercy. Because somewhere down the road, I'm like, here we go. Son did this again. And I was like, Lord, this ain't working. Like, I feel the exact same way. I'd have been on this altar, I know, about 20 Sundays in a row. And I still feel the exact same. All right. So pandemic. Now this is where the pandemic helped me, because my insurance company was just like, we're going to take care of therapy for our clients. So if you got United Healthcare, it's worth looking into, because they might be taking care of it for you. And that's when I really feel like just those conversations with my therapist and digging into those certain areas that I really struggle with. I'm just like, oh, yeah, like, okay, I understand why I process things or I feel the way that I do about certain things. And now I have tools to work through those areas in my life. And it's freeing, it's liberating. And I will never negate those prayers, because stretching out on that altar 20 times finally got me to a place of, you need to explore a little bit further than that. Had I never stretched out on the altars, I probably would have been deeper in that mess that I was already in. So there's a need for both. And you know, I'm just glad that both are there. I'm glad God listens, and I'm glad that there's a therapist that's listening as well.
Right. And the thing is with that is just like, and I'm not even trying to preach or whatever, but when you worship, God shows you you.
Mm-hmm.
So when you step into those moments between you and God, yes, He is the delivering God, right? But when you're worshiping, He may show you, like, hey, you have an issue. You deal with jealousy. You deal with rejection. You deal with trauma. And when He shows that, that's not necessarily to go start speaking in tongues, rolling on the floor, shoulder blades and all that. Like, that might not be the door for that.
Mm-hmm.
He might tell you that, so now you recognize, all right, this is my issue. Now let me go get help for this issue. Yes, you can still pray, because there's definitely.
Ain't she preaching?
I mean, preaching a whole sermon.
I'm not.
This turned into the creative revival. Hey, Ashana Bahaya.
No, y'all are dumb. I can't. Yeah, I'm just about to say, like, so when God shows you something, it may not be necessarily, it may not be necessarily like you need a purge, or you need to go get help. Like, get professional help. Like Ron said, outside of your pastor, outside of like a professional person. So again, God shows you do what you gotta do. That's a line. When God shows you do what you gotta do. Somebody write that down and tag me in it, please. But yeah. So
I like that.
I think I got like 2 more questions. So on your creative journey, what is something that you could have done better?
I could have educated myself a little bit better. Maybe when I jumped in, I go back and I look at my first flyers like all the time. I got them sitting, and I want to get them framed for me to look at every day. Because it was not that long ago. My first flyers were only about 2 years ago. And they were horrible. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that now. I thought they was dope when I did them, but I think as you grow, you look back and you just like, dang, like compared to what I do now. I wish I would have educated myself a little bit better before jumping out there. I spent way more days frustrated because I didn't know how to do certain things or whatever the case may be than I should have. I feel like that's where my detriment was at the beginning of my business, um, which is why I'm so big on education now. I will sit and watch YouTube videos, webinars. I'll sign up for somebody's creative course in a heartbeat because I want to be as efficient as possible, not just for my clients, but for my sanity as well. Because the longer I sit and look at Photoshop on one project, I go crazy. So I wish I would have educated myself a lot better. Yeah.
I wish I would have been my authentic self. Um, Starting off as a graphic designer, definitely with so many wonderful graphic designers out there, you can kind of look at stuff and be like, oh, let's try to recreate this,
Yep.
or let's do this. And it works for a while until you just can't keep doing it. So I guess for
Mhm.
me, I wish I would have started off doing is just designing, being the creative God made me,
Hmm.
not being the creative that people wanted, or not being, or not creating sometimes even what people wanted. Because people, I'm sure many of us have done this. Somebody, a client sent you a flyer. Can you do this? And you
Mhm.
literally sat there trying to find every single element that was on that flyer, searching on page 53 of the font, trying to find that one font that they used on this flyer. So just, I really wish I would have started off being my authentic self, because during the process I did lose clients because they were like, "Oh, this is not really how you design." And but then I had clients who, when I started being myself, was like, "I love this. Like, you're a beast. Like, I don't want to go to anybody else." So yeah.
Um, it's I think Ron said it, or maybe Gary. Both guys probably said it. It's like for me, I think, and I think I still do this now. So the thing is, like, I truly do believe in like Adobe Max conferencing and all that type of stuff, right? Because my attention spans get like so short, I just necessarily really can't sit there and watch it. But I feel like I could have done better um with education, because the thing is, what I would do is I would get the flyer and then be trying to watch the video while trying to do the flyer. Like, okay, watch the video, I just want to do this. Let me go this on this flyer.
Yeah.
But it's like if you're consistently educating yourself, throughout the week, try to schedule in like watching like one or two tutorial videos a week or something like that. I try. Um, it makes your process smoother when you start to design. It's trying to learn something while you're trying to design. Because you say that you operate on two different sides of the brain when you do that. When you stop
Yeah.
to edit versus when you're just creating like that. And I definitely noticed. I would say educate yourself in whatever you do, not just graphic design, but whatever you do. Educate yourself downtime so that when you step foot in whatever you create, you know it. Right, I want to do this after. But I touched on this already, so we could just
So, I will say though, to your point, especially because I know me and Gary did. So when Adobe did their seminars, we were on the phone, like FaceTime, all of that, like watching together. I think sometimes it's better when you have someone to do these things with you. That's why I'm so glad you created, the creative space. It's better when you have a community to do it with,
A
because like
community,
yourself,
absolutely.
you do get bored. Like I get very bored. It's times where I will just randomly call. Um, I keep calling you Gary, and it's bothering me. I call, I call him, and I'm just like, and I think he does the same quite often. And like we just be sitting there talking. I think sometimes it just helps you with the creative process. There are things that I make, because I'm not gonna lie. There are times when I'm on a project and I'll jump on YouTube as well, and I'm like, I forgot how to do this, or
yeah.
but it may be some things that he knows, and he can help me through some of it. So definitely that collaborative piece of it really helps with education, but just doing the work in general.
Yeah, and I think I feel like that wasn't really something that I thought about with the creative space. Like I wanted it to be like a group type thing, but down to like stuff like this, like the basic, hey, I'm designing something, can you show me this, show me that, how to do this. Um, I'm not realizing that until I guess now, like I guys are talking and you guys keep saying like, I call him that, and I'm just like, we could definitely do that, like in the space.
Absolutely.
Like, hey, I want to know how to do this. We'll thought into this, whatever the case be.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna definitely work on that piece or whatever. Last question. Well, last question, and then the thing after that is like a statement, whatever. So how do your belief / religion come to your creativity? You guys it's like short or whatever because you guys already touched on it, but
I mean, we talked about God like this whole entire stream. Like this was like I literally felt like I was about to go in the glory cloud. I really felt like I was about to travel and ascend to a high place. Ooh, y'all better be glad I didn't go there. We would have made it through this.
It was in the. You heard him. He was on his way.
I was on my way to ascend, and Ron will tell you it takes me nothing. In a drop of a dime, I'll be somewhere in the heavens. But no, like God is the creator.
yeah,
And he has made me the creative. And so like he's everything. I will say though, coming out of like the box for me was very hard. Like creating outside of the box. And Ron probably knows where I'm about to go with this. I go to a very strict Pentecostal holiness church. Like black, like we wear a lot of dark colors. Like so it's very traditional, very like our style of worship is very traditional. So being in that atmosphere and being a creative sometimes did not align. Because like obviously for a lot of us, I'll speak for myself. My home church, my church is my test dummy for everything.
yep,
But them being in this box of what they want and or what they know was like, okay, I can't test this out, so I don't know if I'm going to be great with this. I can't try this out because I don't know if I'm going to be great with this because we want this. Every flyer we want to look like convocation. Like every flyer, I have a woman pastor. You have a suit on, or every flyer, you know, you're in a full-blown collar. So very much so, it began. Okay, I'm in this box. Even like, and people don't believe this, but I really do believe it. Like your entire life as a creative needs to be creative, and so for me, it was always dull colors. So like that's what I designed. I designed like I was this box type of designer. Everything was dark. There was no flares, no nothing, because although I was a creative, I allowed the space that I was in to stunt where God wanted me to go as a creative. And so, but once I got out of that, no, like I'm still at my church. Hold on, let me back the story up. I'm still at my church because there's
no child.
Hold on, let me back that up. I'm still at my church. That word, yeah. The tradition of the church was just like, okay, I need to step out of this box. So like one Sunday for me, I wore a pink suit to church. Whole church almost had a heart attack. And I sat in the pulpit, and oh my God, what's going on? But afterwards, everybody was like, "You look really nice." Next thing I know, like other people started wearing red and all these other type of colors. So I think it was me breaking through the denominational box to be a God creative and not a denominational creative.
That's good. That was good. That was good.
It is so funny because I feel like I have the complete opposite testimony. He grew up in he's a part of a very traditional church. When I first started with graphics, I was going to the Harvest Tabernacle Church. Apostle Travis Jennings, it is a apostolic holiness church, but it's not as strict. And so one thing that I enjoyed about Harvest, and it's kind of where, I'm not gonna say my eye, but it was a lady by the name of Jasmine Rochelle. She was behind all of Harvest graphics at the time. And when I say dope, I was like, bro, like, how does your eye like see these things? And I would always describe Harvest as a very cutting edge ministry when it came to their graphics. And so I would always be like, "Ooh, I want to design like that." And I feel like that's kind of what pushed me in the design style that I'm in right now. Um, I had a similar issue when it came to designing outside of the box. I remember I was asked to design a club flyer for this guy in Dallas, and I was like, he was like, "If you could, can you add a hookah, add a drink?" I'm like, "Baby, I don't know how to incorporate this without it looking like, this is a Sunday service
Yeah.
flyer," because that's all
Yeah.
that's typically what I do. Um, but I still believe that God equips us with what we need to be able to stretch out to different audiences. And
Absolutely.
so what I really had to do was because I'm not gonna lie, my goal is not to create for churches forever. I
Yep.
love church.
Me too.
I love the church. I love the church. But I feel like if I keep myself right there, I will be broke for the rest of my life.
Child, listen.
I want to be a creative that creates things for TV, or
Yeah.
I take one of my favorite creators, Dustin Foster,
Yeah.
album covers, graphics for awards, like these things that are substantial, things that are, I don't know, it's just when you see the work, it, like, and I just, exactly, a marketplace creative. Again, I will never, because my foundation was in the church. My very first client, my best friend, he's a pastor of Reformers Christian Center in Lawrenceville, Georgia, Pastor Tyron Garnett. He was my very first client. And so my foundation is church. I don't charge him till this day. To this day, that was this is more than 2 years ago. I just won't do it in many flyers, but he gave me my start. And so again, to this day, I don't have to charge him for anything. And I feel like that's kind of where I am. I feel like having those connections, having those foundations is what God once required of me in order to push me forward. I don't know. Oh Lord.
Ooh.
Go ahead.
Can I piggyback off of something he said
Yeah, go ahead.
about wanting to go into the marketplace? And this is for like every pastor that's out there. Y'all really keep us in the church box, because the more y'all want it to pop,
Child.
or the
I hate
more
that.
y'all wanted all of this stuff. When you look at Apple, you don't see all of that.
Right.
Simple.
When you look at very, very simple concepts, very simple, and when y'all want us to do all of this stuff, y'all are never going to allow us to make it mainstream, because Netflix will have like a background and like a small little word at the bottom, and that'll be it. Our flyers, and we have and all
Everything.
these dramatics and y'all iPhone pictures, and y'all like all of this stuff, and y'all really be wanting us to cook it up. I think y'all want us to stay church creatives. Like, y'all don't want us to go nowhere else but the church, because
Right.
y'all don't allow us to try the simplest more. If you look at now I'm speaking from a Black Pentecostal, our Caucasian brothers, and them very
Clean.
much so,
Clean.
very clean, very chic, very simple. You come over here, it's very dramatic.
Like lens flares in the corner, like it's just.
Can we get some sparkles up here? Can we get a see-through stained glass? Can we get Jesus jumping off the podium with his hands up? Like it'd be so much. It just be so much. And I just think y'all really want us to be broke. Like, y'all really want us to be broke and stay church creatives. But we really, many of us really desire not to get out of church design, but to also be effective in the marketplace. Jesus has to go beyond the church. Jesus has to go to the marketplace. And why not allow him to go through the marketplace through a creative?
That's
But-
it. You keep dropping.
But can we touch on them pictures too? Let's get back to these camera phone pictures.
Ooh, hold on.
Listen, and be so, and love it. It's very
I don't
simple.
get it.
If you are in leadership, I don't care if you are a deacon at the church. I don't care what you got to do. I will pull up on you with my camera. Like, please go and get professional pictures. If you are in a position where your face can ever be placed on a flyer, please go. I don't care if you got to go to Sears and get
Get your holiday pictures. Wear a black dress to your Christmas photo so we can use it.
Please, like it, because the thing is, when you come with that one picture that you took with your phone, there's a certain design or there's something that you want to see. There's something that you want us to create that we can't. I can't give you an all nations design with a Samsung Galaxy S6 phone picture. Like, I can't do that. I can't. I'm sorry. I don't care how many times I tweak the picture. I don't care if I play with the saturation, contrast, whatever. It's not gonna come out right. If you
and that's another thing.
Mm-hmm.
That's that. No, like I'm not a photo editor, so
Period.
you came to me to design your flyer, not edit your photos. So I'm gonna start charging people. Like, you want me to edit your photos? No, that's extra. Because that's not my job. Like, you want me to put the flyer together, not pump up your picture because you didn't, have quality pictures. Like, we don't have time for that.
It's much. Oh, photographers, let us help you out really quickly. Y'all see how we got both shoulders? All of us. Both shoulders. Both shoulders. Because if you give us one, we're going to put you in the corner like this.
Literally,
like
up
this,
against the side.
But bro,
we need both shoulders.
Don't forget about them ones that like to have their head cut off at the top. I'm like,
what you want me to do with that? What you want me to do with that?
Child, you're going to have no forehead by the time I finish fading.
Hello?
Okay.
To what you said, Cheyenne, like, as soon as somebody, like, I remember I sent a flyer back to someone, they were, can you brighten me up a little bit? Because now we're getting into it. See, I like Danielle. Baby, because as soon as I got to work with a picture, outside of cutting the background out, it's an issue. Yeah, it's a feat.
Yeah, child.
I don't know, because I will change your outfit color to go with the color scheme that I desire. But if you ask for the photo with the colors, with the different color, like if you want me to send you that PNG with the new outfit, I'm gonna charge you a different fee. Mm-hmm. Because you know what? I done edited your photo to make it what I want it to be. Oh, okay.
See, I feel like that's different because I will do that because I need that flyer to flow. Oh, but baby, anything outside of that.
I wanted to like when you touched on. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, Cheyenne.
Love you,
sure. Okay. When you touched on doing a flyer for somebody like outside of the church, recently I did a club flyer for a friend. Well, not a friend. We went to high school together, and when I first got it, I was just like, I don't think this is something I could promote on my portfolio because, child, first of all, it was a cuss word in the thing, in the title.
My line.
And the pictures that I had to use, I was just like, all right. But money was there, paid me, no problem. Oh, I'll pay you for extra if you could just do this. I didn't even say nothing about an extra charge. If you add this, can you? And then the thing is, they came back. So I said, listen, I don't mind making you a regular client. Like, you have regular parties. I'll be your regular designer for your regular parties, okay?
Hello.
And that's the thing, like, at first, I was a little iffy about it because, growing up in church, doing church stuff is just like, am I supposed to go into that? If I go into that other side, am I like,
am I sinning?
Sinner?
Yeah. I'm gonna go to hell. I'm gonna go to hell.
Right. Like, oh my gosh, I'm doing the club fly. But I think I touched on this. Yes, the secular will treat you way better than the church. It's sad, but it's true. And I touched on this the other live. Like, I say, I'm not telling every creative to just go out and be in the world. And I say, judge it yourself or whatever the case may be. But I don't see nothing wrong with taking your gift and expanding it. Like, there are 7 mountains for a reason. We all must conquer 1, 2, or all 7. So, work that. They're so easy to design for. Yes. Yes. Mineral resistance and pay on time.
Absolutely.
So, I said all that to say, listen, get your coin. I'm not saying be out here scamming and doing all this. I'm not saying all that. Don't say Cheyenne said that. I'm not saying that. But what I am saying is there's 7 mountains. Conquer your mountain. Your mountain is not just, everybody's mountain isn't just church.
It's
Like,
not.
it's not. Like Ron said and Gary said, I would like to design for like a movie or something.
Mhm.
Like, and not necessarily a Christian movie. Plays, you know. Right. Says you got worldly bills. Exactly. There's not no church, worldly bills. But so last thing. Leave advice or encouragement for a fellow creative entrepreneur or business owner.
Oh, I guess that was for me to go first. I guess I would just tell you, say, be yourself. Be the creative God created you to be. In a market that's like everywhere, like everybody's a designer now. Be you. There's somebody for you. There's somebody who's going to see your work and say, I want to work with him. I want to work with her.
True.
Be yourself. We create because our Father created. So be the creative He created you to be. Hey! Come on, Jesus! Hey! Shunda Bahaya. Woo!
Not Shunda Bahaya.
Ooh, I'm about to travel y'all to the glory clouds. Hey, I feel like y'all want to go there. Hey! Be the creative.
Oh,
He
Lord.
created you to be. Hey, lift up your hands and receive it. Hey! Ooh, I'm about to charge you up.
I receive.
Might have been watching too many Mother Stacks videos.
Listen, don't get me started.
I just want to tell you, Mother Stacks was my inspo before she died.
I know. Yeah.
Right.
She was my inspo before she died.
I watched the videos before she passed, all right?
Listen. But no, pretty much the same thing Gary said. Be authentic, be you, embrace how you design. I found myself so often trying to compare myself to other people and not, like Gary said earlier, not realizing that people actually like how I design. So there's a niche for everybody. My biggest piece of advice, though, would always be educate yourself. Keep yourself educated. One thing that I had to really learn, Apostle Jennings used to say this all the time, you got to learn, relearn. Learn, unlearn, and relearn. There are so many things that change within graphic design. Adobe changed up some things on me, and I'm like, oh, I got to learn new processes, so on and so forth. Keep yourself abreast of what you can. Don't overload yourself. You'll never learn everything. But definitely keep that education piece up. But like we talked about majority of the night, self-care. If you sit down at that computer and you feel yourself slipping or you're not, what's going on, Drew?
Let's honor Drew.
Yeah,
let's honor
stop
Drew.
Listen. He's a giant in the
Drew.
graphic design community.
Giant, okay?
He's a giant.
Mighty
He's
in the
another
kingdom.
one that I consistently go to. Like his work is such inspiration. Those AIM flyers.
Child. Those top the cake, like nobody can ever top those, I don't think.
I said, who just comes up with something like that?
Right.
Like, can we get some of your elements off of that? Because, like,
right,
it was like, mighty. Can you drop the file? Like, what's going on? How much is that PSD?
Listen,
right, how much?
But no, yeah, the education piece, and like I said, the self-care piece, take care of yourself. Take care of your mental, like make sure your mental is taken care of. And however you have to do that, whether that's on the altar, whether that's in therapy, whatever the case be, make sure that mentally you're in a good place. Because designing in a place of torment in your head, it comes out in your work. It comes out in your work.
Yes, it does.
I could look at every flyer that I did and I can tell when I was going through. Because the flyers are like, but when you're in a clear headspace, I feel like it's so much easier for God to download. Literally, a designer in your head it's great to be free. it's great to be free. So yeah.
That's so good. Don't get Gary started again.
Listen, I'm an
Doesn't need to
advocate.
be-
I don't know if y'all know Lachey Knox. She had that video. She sung "Free Yourself" by Fantasia. I'm gonna post it. I'm gonna send it to you, Cheyenne, to post it in the group because that thing was so churchy to me.
You could post it in a group. I think people could just like post.
Okay.
You could post it.
I'm telling y'all, when y'all listen to it not with, because I mean it's a Fantasia song. She got on a short skirt, whatever the case may be. When I say she,
Fantasia be ministering. Listen.
I just want to let you know I fall over everything.
Listen.
Everything Fantasia put out.
She got to the end of that song. Now, again, this is the girl Lachey Knox, but she gave Fantasia a run for her money. She got to the end of that song. She said, "It feels so good to be free tonight." And when I say I listened to that song consistently for almost 2 years because it was freeing. Again, when you're in a place and you're mentally just free, the possibilities that come behind it is amazing. It's amazing.
Wow. Well, we praise God for freedom, okay?
Hey.
But stay connected. That's so good, Katrina. Stay connected to the Creator. That's so good. Katrina's my girl. Yes, she does. Goes in. Yeah. Ron, don't forget to post it.
Oh, I won't. I sure won't.
What'd you say, Gary?
Stay connected to other creatives. It's important to have a community, to have a squad, to have people you can reach out to. Because sometimes, honestly, sometimes your eye just don't have it every day.
Yeah.
So being able, I appreciate Ron, I appreciate Jalen, I appreciate Kim to be able to send them my stuff and be like, I see it. This is what I see. This is what they want. I don't know. I don't got it. Because sometimes, honestly, it could just be you. Because somebody else can see it and be like, Ron, I love this. This is amazing. You're so... And then I'll be like...
We're so critical of our own work.
Ooh, he trying to take us in.
Who? Apostle Sermons is about to work us up. And y'all know
wait, I can't even see it.
I'm a little late.
So he said...
to the convo.
Oh, it's at the convo.
You go ahead. I bow out gracefully.
No. Y'all could take this one away because y'all could go ahead.
I can't remember who it was I designed for. They said, this is a prophetic flyer. And I just need you to flow. I had an issue with it at first because I was like, I could flow all day, but if I ain't flowing in your direction, I don't know you from a can of paint. So I struggled with that. But then I've had projects. It was an album cover that I did for this guy. His name's M. Cornelius White. If you want to look him up, the name of the song is Exodus 20. Wonderful.
Oh, that was fire. That.
So you saw the album, baby. Listen, but let me tell you something. I had not heard that song. I had not heard the song. And if you listen, so you know how the graphic looks. But when I heard the song started off with thunder. With like this medieval kind of sound to it. And I remember he called me and he was crying. He said, bro, he said, you had to really tap in to be able to create what you did, knowing that it lined up perfectly with this song. I'm not saying that I'm the most prophetic person walking on this earth. I know God speaks to me. But I feel like when God speaks, he does speak. And there's no question about it. I'm not saying every project that I do is a prophetic, illustration of what that person wants. I try my best to capture and envision what someone wants. But I feel like there are certain times and there are certain projects where you really do tapping in. And every piece that I've had like that has been a piece that I've really just grabbed at. I was talking to him. He didn't ask me to do his album cover. I told him, I said, no, I'm going to do your album cover. Yeah. That's it. And I created it literally in less than 3 hours.
Wow.
Those are the projects that mean a lot to me. Oh Lord, he got me worked up. Get her go ahead, because
I'm not even even go there because I don't think people realize, and I think the more the prophetic gift is becoming like a known thing in the church, that creatives, we don't get that respect. That we are a prophetic gift. Like, literally, I hate to say it like this, we have the make or break of your ministry. Like, well, of the brand or of the look of your ministry. And so, like, if we're not being poured into, you know, even per se being recognized that you are really gifted in what you do and you deserve the pour. Okay. Everybody, y'all register for December. Register. You see how I'm dropping this? See how I'm dropping this? You deserve the pour. And we pour into all of the other gifts in the
Mhm.
church except for the creative.
Yeah.
Like the praise team, they'll get slapped up over the head with oil because we want them to shift us to the next dimension. You know, the ushers and the altar workers, they prophetic because they got to sit you next to the right person on the row. But when it comes down to the people who's designing, who's doing your illustration for your sermon series, who's doing all of this, it's just like, oh, you're just designing. No, I'm a prophetic gift.
Yeah.
I'm a, I'm a prophetic gift. So, like, I would say, like, my pastor tonight, she called me before we did this thing or whatever, and she prayed for me or whatever. And she was like, I recognize the prophet in you. Now,
Wow.
it really cooked up for me on his phone at the
Mhm.
Bible study. Because I was like, we won't, my church, we don't have per se said prophets or whatever. We just have people who are anointed to prophesy or have the prophetic gift. But for you to recognize, like, in this package,
Yeah.
that's called a creative, there's a prophetic gift at the root of it. And yeah, so it's, I pray for creatives who don't have pastors who see the gift,
Yeah.
because
Good.
it's hard for it to be activated and or released correctly if there's nobody to cultivate it.
Yeah.
And so yeah,
I say,
I'm done.
like, to your point, I will always, and I publicly will say this, I would thank Apostle Jennings again, because he definitely was one of those pastors that allowed creatives to really flow and flourish in his ministry. And I feel like it's evident, you see it in the house. Like you said, is a major difference when your pastor pours into you as a creative. I remember Apostle Jennings would always say, you know, the media team should always almost be ahead of him. Like, I'm the visionary, but if you picked up my vision for real, you should almost be ahead of me, because I need you to be able to figure this thing out timely. So you do have to be a step ahead of your pastor at most times, as far as where the church is going, the vision of the church, the marketing aspect of the church, and it's so much better when your pastor can recognize that. But to your point, what you said, Gary, is that you still have a lot of pastors that will hold themselves back, because I feel like ego sometimes gets in the way, and oh, no, you're not gonna surpass me and what I see from
Yeah.
it's not that I'm trying to surpass you. I just see I'm on the same page as you, because there's been a few times I've worked for a few different churches and I've wanted to push them in certain directions, but they didn't see it yet.
Yep.
And now here we are a few years later, and they're exactly where I wanted to take them.
Yeah.
Timing. We'll talk. Timing. And but it's okay. It's okay. But from all aspects, just being open to possibility, being open and receiving on both ends, both on the on the pastor side too, because I want you to be able to receive what I'm putting in front of you, because I really see this for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember when I first was doing graphics, I gotta be careful. But let me say this. I see the difference in attending a church that cultivates creatives. The church that I go to now, almost that entire church, like,
Mhm.
has a creative mind. Like,
if you even look at our stuff, it's just like when everybody comes together, it's just like, bro, like this is dope. Like, and the thing is, I see now that there are trends that was started there, and now like a lot of churches do. And I remember being somewhere else. I saw that. It was like, I know, like, yes, we are a little bit older, but it's just like, I know that we can produce this because of, we had a lot of resources, right? So I'm just like, I know that we could do. My sister talking about tread lightly, daughter. So it's like I saw that, but it was difficult, and at the same time, I wasn't as confident in my prophetic, because that wasn't being cultivated either. So it's just like, you have a prophet and you have a creative, and I'm just like, I'm seeing this. I see this, I feel this, but it's not being accepted. So am I off? Like, am I off? Am I not hearing from God? Am I not seeing right? So yeah, let me just skip over that because I don't want people. But saying that to say, it's important. Your environment is important.
It is.
Your environment is extremely important. I see now, I'm trying things that I didn't try before. Now I'm looking at marketplace stuff, trying to bring that into the church. Before that, like Gary was saying, they want to flare and this and that.
Make it pop.
Like, we're trying to go up, not stay down here. Like, we're trying to go up. But yes, we can't wait till December 11th. I wish you guys lived in New York, but you in North Carolina and you all the way in Virginia.
Baltimore.
But yeah, December 11th is about to be really, really good. Apostle Sermon said most creatives are never truly appreciated until it's too late. Time to shift that dynamic. Exactly.
Absolutely.
And I think that's one thing that inspired the creative space, because all of us were born creatives. We just necessarily probably did not tap into it. So when I realized that, and when I realized that, like, the camera person had to stay on cameras while everybody else is getting slain, or the designers in the back in the sound box trying to create something while everybody else is getting slain, or people in the sound doing sound, it's just like, bro, we have issues too. Like, if you guys want us to create, like, we need to get poured into also. And this pandemic.
There said he get what he
Listen,
needs.
I used to fall out on the cameras. Ask my sister.
That's what I'm saying. Literally,
I was on camera one time. The power I slid down that thing so quick. One of the leaders had to, like, come and grab the camera because I was through. I'm just like, listen, child, I'll run off a camera. That's why I quit.
Everybody's not about to get theirs, and I'm not.
And I missed out.
In the booth, I literally have told everybody in the booth, move, 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 move. And I literally will come out that booth and
I think it's been a few times when I was going to Dominion and for Lamar on there, because he texted me after one service, and because I used to take pictures for the church, and I mean, it was nothing for me to either sit that camera down, put that camera around my neck, and just go for broke. Like, I could care less. Like,
right.
Y'all not about to receive and I miss out. I can't do that.
Exactly. That's one of the reasons why, like, on December 11th, yes, there'll be a camera crew, but there'll be a part where we're not even live.
Yeah.
Because I want y'all to sit down to listen to, or we're gonna stay live. That camera gonna stay in the middle. We ain't following no speaker. We're just gonna stay in the middle, and whoever's watching, you can hear it. But I know how it feels to be behind the camera and because you're so concerned about the angle or who's shouting, and it's just like, what about me?
Yeah.
So, yeah. But we've been on for a good 2 hours, child. This was good though.
It was.
But thank you guys so much. Let us know. I don't know if you guys gave Emmanuel y'all social media information to put it up. I don't know if y'all did. But if not, y'all can say it real quick. Rachel, can you listen so you can put it in the comments? If you guys want any services from them, hit them up. Yeah, this conversation was great. It was definitely great, definitely needed. Yeah, so Gary, you could go first and say your social media.
You all can find me on Facebook at Kenneth Rivers. I just want y'all to know that definitely my actual name is Gary. Granted, GKR Solutions. My middle name is Kenneth. Just for branding purposes, I just like to go by Kenneth. Um, and I'm the third, so it's my dad and my granddad. So, or you can follow me on Instagram at GKR Solutions. My website is going to be back up and running by the end of the week because I redesigned it. Whoop whoop whoop. So yeah, and you can find that gkrsol.com.
And then I see Ron put his stuff in the comments. So
So
Yes.
extra. Like I just can't stand
When you was
him.
talking, so I wanted you to.
I can't stand you.
But
Whatever. But yeah, no,
guys,
you can.
let's give them some hearts.
You could
Let's give them some
definitely.
hearts for being on here with us. Listen, we talked for 2 hours. My voice is a little okay.
Listen. But on a real note,
Um,
though, thank you for inviting me. Thank you for creating this space. It's such a necessary space, and I feel like people, people put these spaces together and then they do nothing with them. Thank you for doing something with this. Um, yeah, you're dope. You're dope.
thanks, bro. Thanks, bro. Yeah, y'all wouldn't even know the half, but I'm glad that I you know, kept pushing and
Yeah.
did this. Thank you guys for accepting. I know I was a little nervous at first. I'm just like, I don't know if they're gonna answer me, like, oh, they gonna even want to be on the show, like, bro. But I did it, and you guys are here. So thank you guys so much for being on here. We'll definitely keep in contact. This is not the last time you guys will see our faces, because we will definitely keep doing stuff like this. Because the more I do it, I just keep hearing people say, like, I needed this, or it's great to hear different perspectives from different people who do the same thing.
Right.
Yeah, so thank you guys so much for being on here. And I guess I'll see y'all in the squad, in the group.
Yes, you will.
Don't forget to drop that video.
Sure won't.
All right, y'all. Jesus, what am I doing on this side of the screen? The blood of Jesus. Anybody ever saw that video where, and I know I'm like going on, but anybody ever saw that video that like your iPhone is trying to connect and it's going like real fast? That's what it was doing on my computer. So it looked like I was having like an exorcism or whatever. But anyways, thank you guys so much for being on here. This one was our longest show. This one was definitely our longest show. So thank you so much. I saw some people dropped in. Thank you, Apostle Sermons, for being in here. He is a dope graphic designer as well. He also does seals. Drew was in here. I talked about him the last live. Katrina, she was supposed to be on the show, but she's supporting and she was in the comments. I really, really appreciate it. It makes it easier to talk on live when people are in the comments, all right? Before y'all leave, let me get this out there. So listen, we talked about December 11th. You heard us, drop some bombs, and this is just the beginning. Like, so sewing eights. Emmanuel could put up that flyer. We're sewing an eights because the number 8. You can put it over my face so they can see it. The number 8 is in the creative space. 8 means new beginnings. No, I'm not gonna prophesy to you about anything if you give a seed, but it was just really dope if you guys partner with us. We need 18 people to sew $18, 28 people to sew $28, 8 people to sew $88, and 2 people to sew $188. So if you're going to sew, let me know which one you're going to sew. And I didn't put this on here, but even 8 people can sew $8. Whatever it is, so do what you got to do. So if just let me know which one you're going to sew. Like, you can inbox me that so I could start crossing off the list or telling people, we only need this amount of people, blah, blah, blah. I need you guys to register. Okay? Register. The reason why I want you guys to register is because I want to give a correct account of who's coming into the building. And we are providing transportation. So we have about 12 seats left in the van. So I want to fill that up and let the transportation guy know that we have him for the day. I think it'll be like $10 round trip. So if you register, there's gonna be a portion that asks you. No, it's not a conference, Apostle Sermons. It's I'm calling it an event, but in the daytime, it's a panel.
a panel type discussion. It's we're gonna be talking, and then the night portion, we're gonna have a preacher, and we're gonna have something called the pour at the end, where we're gonna have prophets and intercessors pouring into every single creative that is comfortable, being touched or whatever, spoken to, whatever case may be. But that's what we're having. If you live in New York or you're in the New York area, please stop by and let me know that you're coming. I'll definitely save you a seat, sir. So yeah, register. The reason I'm pushing registration is because I want whoever needs transportation, I want to get y'all in this van. So register. Let me know if you need transportation, and we will work it out. Volunteer. Okay, there's 9 people in here right now, or I think 10 or 11, whatever. 9 people in here. These are the areas that we need help in. Oh wow. Next time I'm gonna touch on that, but we on the move, sir. We're on the move, so we'll definitely connect. Join the team. These are the areas that we need help in. So please message me and let me know where you would like to work in and volunteer. We just need your help. If you like this vision, or if you agree with this vision, or you stand with this vision, whatever the case may be, help us out on December 11th. Merch. We are still selling merch. People are asking about the sweaters and stuff like that. The sweaters are $25. Doesn't matter what color or size. Above a 2X, I think goes up to 30. But the sweaters, $25 each. The stickers and buttons, I'm sure they're gonna be like no more than $5. Text me, let me know if you need or want this merch, okay? It'd be dope if you guys wear it the day of, and we can all take a picture, blah blah blah, rep the creative space. Next is join. I don't have a flyer for this, but join the creative space squad. Like you heard me and Gary, Ron, and I talk about the creative space squad. Join us. Like you see, we're all over, and that really gets me really excited. Like the other day, I asked them like where they were from. We have one person from Cali and one person from like North Carolina and another person from Baltimore, and all of us are creatives just in the group. We're working on collabing, but it's just dope that we're all over. Like we're all over. So period squad. So you heard Ron speak tonight about having a community, and even Gary, he said stay in touch with other creatives. It definitely helps the process. So if you want to join, let me know. It's easy. I send you a link. You just let me know your name, I think, and what type of creative you are, and you in the group. Next week's show will be on Tuesday instead of Wednesday. Ask me why. Why? Because Wednesday is the day before Thanksgiving, I believe. So I don't want people, trying to I don't want low views because everybody's with their family, which is understandable. So I did it on a Tuesday. So next week, please remember, it is going to be Tuesday at 8 o'clock. Not Wednesday at 8 o'clock. Okay? I think that is all. Just register. Merch sold. Don't forget to sew. I expect my Cash App to be going on. Register so that we can get you a seat if you need traveling accommodation. Yeah, day of, so December 11th, it's going to start at 2 p.m. We're going to do a panel. It's going to be a conversation, so the whole room will be able to talk. We're going to cut off the cameras after a while, so you guys can have your segment where you can share and speak and speak freely. And then we're going to have a break. We're going to have food vendors there for you so you can eat, and we're going to have a dessert. The dessert that's coming, bro, it's like crack. It's just psh. Then after that, we're going right into our night service. Y'all, the speaker. Okay. Rachel, can you hit up Apostle Sermons and get his size and what he wants so that he could get the merch, so we can get it to him in time. Thank you so much, Apostle Sermons, for supporting. What was I saying? Yeah, the speaker, guys, the speaker. I wish I could say it, but I'm gonna wait. But the speaker, y'all, register. I'm telling you, register. And the night service, the pour, where we all get poured into. Listen, you just need to be in the place. We are excited. Just be there. So, I'm gonna cut this off.
Nah, bro, I can't release the speaker's name yet. Woo! But listen, maybe like next week. I think I'm gonna drop the flyer like next week. Okay? But register and sew. Okay? Register sew. Remember that you had register sew. And listen, our creative space greeting is your. So I need y'all to type some yours in the chat, and we on our way out of here. Thank y'all again for sticking with me, being here. Mom, don't know. I gotta hold it hostage. The Saints need to register, and then they'll find out. Even though Katrina registered, so. But thank y'all for sticking with me. 2 hours and 15 minutes, child. All right, I will see y'all next week. NASA. I'll see y'all next week, Tuesday. Don't forget 3 things. Sow in 8s. Yes, they are anointed. They are anointed. Sow in 8s. If you want to volunteer for the day of. Merch. Oh God, no. We from New York over here, bro. Apostle, we from New York over here. We don't do that Euro. No. Straight yurts. But anyways, thank y'all so much. I will see y'all next week, Tuesday, not Wednesday. Next week, Tuesday at 8 p.m. Peace.